These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Now.
It's 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
And they're off. Boy, did you get hoops last night. Everywhere you looked, as much as you wanted, you got college hoops last night. And you got an opening night that was filled with good games with good teams, upsets, surprises, good finishes, and excitement. Here at home, in the pit, you got the Lobo women winning. 71-54? Does that sound right?
That is correct.
71-54 over Lamar. You got the Aggies winning down south, 62-51 over UC Irvine in a game where they were in control for the majority of it. It was tight, but a new-look Aggie team looked actually pretty good against the team picked to win the Big West. A nice opener for New Mexico State. The Lobos go tonight. Their next opponent was in a dogfight at home with an opponent they'll play a week from Saturday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you feeling?
What'd it do?
You all right? Late night for you at University Arena, a.k.a. Remember the a.k.a. part? The pit.
I do remember that.
That was the thing, Marie. It was Wise Pies Arena, a.k.a. the pit. That was an official part of the name of the building.
Oh, money.
Good win last night for you, 71-54. Ladies look good.
They did. I think it was a better performance than even Mike Bradbury anticipated coming off Thursday night. Looked good. You get a sense of what he's going to do. There were two freshmen that did not see the floor, Paulo Reyes and Rebecca Renses. So you tighten the rotation a little bit. Yes.
That's good.
And the minutes, you're going to have to suck it and play them. Jaden De La Sera played 38 minutes, 38 seconds. Tora Duff played 34 minutes. And those are the two guards.
Is that necessary? Like, do you think that's – I get it.
They're going to be – I think he'd like to play them maybe 30.
Does he need to play 38? Them 36, 38 against Lamar?
He had to last night
Did he?
because they don't have – Tora is your point guard and De La Sera is your backup point guard.
Mm.
And so when they're off the floor, they just don't have anywhere to go to create the ball movement or manage the offense.
So you got to find one. I mean, you've got to find one of these freshmen have got to get to the point where you're confident at least getting 7-8 minutes out of them.
Yeah, and last night it was Anaya Ogman, the freshman from San Jose, California. She is electric. She's so much fun to watch. Her length, her quickness. I think she can become that player, but she's kind of been more of the combo guard at times. But that's going to be the challenge because there's going to be moments where Mike Bradbury is going to have to take some hits and have lineups out there. There was a moment where there were 4 freshmen on the floor, and then Tora Duff. You're going to see things like that throughout non-conference play because 1 or 2 of these freshmen have to pop for this team to be competitive because it's a wild situation. You have 4 all-conference level players and then 8 players that are vying for their first meaningful Division I minutes.
All right. So that was at the pit last night. You can get in on that. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. That's how to find us. You can send emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, you can watch our show every night or every morning because we're not on at night. You could watch it at night.
Rewatch it if you wanted to.
Yeah. It's the OD in the AM. All right, in Cruces last night, the Aggies played at home for the first time in 19 months. They got an 11-3 run over the final 5 minutes and 8 seconds. They pulled away and beat UC Irvine 62-51. A good win for one of the 2 teams who did not play a home game. And the other one was New Mexico State. because of COVID. They've got their backcourt looks nice. I thought Teddy Allen was good. He had 14 points. Mario McKinney was terrific in the second half. He had 12 and hit some big shots. Jabari Rice had 12 points for an Aggie team. They're just like everybody feels. And I think this is just going to be college basketball. If you watch Duke, it doesn't matter who you are. With transfer portals and one and done and everything, every year everybody's going to be a new look team. Right? And is that fair? Except for maybe you're going to see a Montana State team in the pit next Saturday that's got a lot of players back, like 3 super seniors. That's not a new look team, and they're really good, by the way. But don't you think that's going to kind of be the trend?
Yes. You're going to see a lot of turnover. If you return 2 or 3 players, you're going to feel good about yourself. It's going to be a lot of mixing and matching. And it's challenging because coaches will tell you we need time to develop, to give these kids a chance. Well, that development better come in November and December, and then you hit by the time you get to March, because you're not going to get kids sticking around 3 or 4 years usually.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to be. Aggies got 5 3-pointers in the first 7:46 of the second half. Donnie Tillman hit a pair. Then Mario McKinney took over a couple of big finishes late in the game, and the Aggies win. I think Chris Chan's going to be with us in the next 2 days. Probably Friday, either Thursday or Friday, but probably Friday, as they get set now to take on UTEP on Saturday in the Battle of I-10. But a good win. I talked to Chris via text yesterday. Remember, and I told you this. And we're trying to set something up. He said, "Let's do Thursday or Friday." He says, "Because if we don't win, I might be cranky." And a brief conversation with him after the game last night, and he was in a much better mood after a good win. Look, that wasn't a clean performance by any means. It wasn't perfect, but I'm going to tell you that's a nice win for them, and I think UC Irvine's going to have a decent RPI or net ranking or whatever we're going by, the measuring stick is. A couple of things that stood out for me for New Mexico State: only 10 turnovers in the first game of a season. They didn't shoot the ball very well, 37%, but they didn't turn the ball over. And for a team that is relatively young and new playing together, I think that says a lot.
Yeah, this is a Chris Jans basketball team.
Yeah,
they're not going to be great offensively. You're going to get moments where maybe Jabari Rice or Donnie Tillman has a night. We'll see. Teddy Allen's not necessarily that big-time scorer, but he's a guy who's played enough basketball that you can lean on him at this point in time. In his career, they had 11 assists on 20 made field goals, so that's good. But you know what they're going to do. They're going to defend you like crazy. It's going to be a grind. And you see Will McNair, Johnny McCants. Not a lot of teams throw 2 bigs at you that play defense like they do. Those 2 players combined for 6 blocks on the night, and that's going to be the identity. You play New Mexico State, you're going to have to be able to battle inside and for 40 minutes find a way to score against a tough defense.
6 blocks and 16 rebounds out of those 2 bigs, and then McKinney came off the bench, gave you 31 minutes, and really, really, really played well for New Mexico State. So the Aggies are off and running. Lobos play tonight. It's Florida Atlantic out at the pit. Lobos are anywhere from a 2.5 to a 3-point dog tonight against FAU. Get used to that until you get some respect. I think New Mexico is probably, to many, and probably even to you, the great unknown. To Vegas, to the bookmakers, to the people who do that recreationally and for a living, the Lobos will be a great unknown for a while. You're going to play FAU tomorrow. You're going to go to Boulder and play Colorado on Saturday. By the way, Colorado, I watched almost all of that game last night. Colorado is long and athletic, but Montana State, who will be in the pit a week from Saturday, should have beat them. Colorado beat them 94-90 in overtime, and that game was fortunate to go to overtime, I thought, for Colorado. Montana State is a veteran team, and we'll worry about that next week. Colorado's long, athletic, bouncy. They defend. They didn't shoot well last night. That's a good Tad Boyle Pac-12 team that we're going to see up in Boulder on Saturday night.
And here's the thing with the first game of the season, it's always a little bit different when it's D1 versus D1.
100%.
And you saw that last night. Teams lost. Navy beat
lost.
Virginia.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened in Colorado? Utah State, lost a game. But when you're going against Division I opponent, it's always a little bit different, which same thing for the Lobo men tonight with FAU coming into town.
FAU will be interesting. FAU is going to be a lot better than – I always tell you, just because you don't know about them doesn't mean they're not good. And this is one of those teams, a good Conference USA team that's got some returners, that's going to be bouncy, that's going to be athletic, and has an opportunity tonight. And so it's a good I think it's a good opener. You know, if you're telling me it's a 2.5, 3-point spread, that means you think these two teams are close. That means you get a good, exciting game out at the Pit tonight. We'll get through some of the other stuff. I thought the Champions Classic was fun to watch. I got college football playoff rankings for you, NFL news. The NFL came down on your boy Aaron Rodgers. Dalvin Cook's in the news and not for scoring touchdowns. That's not good. Sam Darnold out for a while. We'll talk Lobo football. Danny Gonzalez said something yesterday that I don't know that I heard him say before in regards to Terry Wilson. The NBA came down on Nikola Jokic. So we got a ton to do. Sebastian Noel will be with us coming up at 8:30 this morning because high school football playoffs and volleyball playoffs and soccer, we're right in it. Basketball's getting ready to start, so we'll catch up and do some high school stuff coming up at 8:30 this morning with Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us. Adrian's producing on the television side on ProView. Marie will take your call and produce the show on the radio. It's The Opening Drive. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta with J.J. Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From the laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Care Collision and Repair, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
The Champions Classic is sensational. I don't know how much of you watched. I know you didn't last night. You were working.
Oh, I did though.
Did you catch it on your phone?
On the laptop.
On the lappy.
Smart.
See?
Doing some pregame prep, sitting there courtside watching Kansas, Michigan State bouncing around. Saw a little Alabama, Arkansas. I was taking it all in last night.
It's what we're there
So
for.
fun.
Yeah, it's really good. It's one of ESPN events, premier events, and I think it's going to continue for a while. Kansas beat Michigan State 87-74 at Madison Square Garden last night, and then the Mike Krzyzewski farewell tour began with an 79-71 victory over Kentucky. Two really good games, just such good high-level basketball and just enjoyable. If you like college basketball, I'm going to tell you, I dabble in it typically until after the bowl game, right? And now I'll get into it in the next few weeks because I'm calling 4 games. But
dip your toes
then,
in the water.
then my world is engulfed by the bowl game, and then I kind of get into it more. But what a way to jump in yesterday! Like, what a way!
It's nice when you have the margin for error. Like when you're a team that can start the season off like that.
That's why they play those games.
Blue blood programs playing each other. It's great for college basketball. It's a great way to start because college basketball had the headlines last night. It wasn't the NHL. It wasn't the NBA. It was college basketball. And it helps when you have those games, and then you can kind of trickle down into the rest of them. Good contest. And for Coach K, in his final season, he's got himself a competitive squad. Like, it's really interesting. He has, Paulo Banchero is going to be the #1 overall pick. That dude is special. Now, Chet Holmgren, as well, was the #1 signing in this class for Gonzaga. The thin man, if you see him play, it's you're like, wait, how is this dude surviving? But I think Banchero is going to be the best player in college basketball this season as a freshman. His game is, I don't even know what you compare it to right now because he's got the size, but he can handle it. He can shoot shots. He was fascinating to watch him for Duke last night. And then even Kansas, all these teams in the transfer market picking up high-profile competitive transfers, mixing in with the blue chip players. It's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to watch last night. Big upset last night. Navy beat Virginia 66-58. So it can happen. Mountain West last night, the upset. UC Davis, the Aggies, beat Utah State, the Aggies, 72-69. Other Mountain West Conference scores, and I know you're going to be watching all these non-conference games because this is going to be really a big litmus test. You're rooting for everybody in your league right now. And here's why. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm going to kind of tell you why you should. As you go through and you talk about net rankings and strength of schedules, and when you get into conference, the more non-conference successes your league has, whether you're in the WAC, whether you're in the Mountain West, no matter who you are, the better your strength of schedule is going to be. And you're looking. There were not a lot of opportunities for big wins yesterday. That you were trying to avoid some losses. Boise State beat Utah Valley State 76-56. Colorado State with a big win over Oral Roberts 109-80. San Diego State started off with a win over UC Riverside 66-53. Nevada over Eastern Washington 91-76. And Fresno State beat Fresno Pacific 74-54. So that's how the Mountain West got started, with the big one being the loss by Utah State.
That, and then Colorado State rolling an Oral Roberts team that was a tournament darling last year that brought back Max Asmus.
The darling of the first couple of days of the tournament. Yeah.
Yes, who finished with 20 points on the night, 8 of 22 shooting, just 1 of 9 from 3.
Top 20, top 10, top 25. Last night you had winners in Gonzaga and UCLA, and Gonzaga beat Dixie State 97-63. UCLA over Cal State Bakersfield 95-58. Kansas won. Villanova won. Texas won. Purdue won. Everybody won yesterday except for the game between Navy and Virginia. So tonight you will get a few more games in the Mountain West. New Mexico opens up against Florida Atlantic at home. It's been bet down to a 1-point spread from what I see. Wyoming will host Detroit Mercy at home, and UNLV opens up with Gardner Webb. And that's where you are. As far as the WAC is concerned, not a great day for New Mexico State's league. I think the Aggies are going to be the class of that league as we go through this. Dixie State got beat. Stephen F. Austin's in that league now. They beat LSU Alexandria. UTRGV was a winner.
Dixie State was playing Gonzaga.
Yeah, that's. Did I miss that part?
Dixie State got beat. You're like, oh, who beat them?
Yeah,
well, it was Gonzaga.
Abilene Christian lost to Utah. Lamar was a winner. They beat Wiley. Who's Wiley? I mean, this is the time of year you're just going,
like,
what?
What?
Yeah. Even Chicago State won, JJ. They beat St. Thomas of Minnesota.
Good job, Chicago
Dang
State.
it.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you guys see Coach K's farewell tour ticket prices?
No, but I bet they're ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah, I bet they're gone.
The highest one so far, guess how much it is?
Where would it be?
It's
In
the
North
highest
Carolina?
because so and because of COVID, they only have 9,314 fans allowed. But I was just looking at these ticket
Is
prices.
it at Carolina?
Yeah, so
$1,200.
Center court seat row A.
$1,200.
$38,760.
What?
I mean, he's a handsome man and all.
I mean, I love Coach K, but
I might get a better look at him on my HD TV, 70-inch screen.
I gotta start playing these parlays.
I mean, yeah. Even if I win, that's not where they're going.
No.
Finishing out, Cal Baptist won in the WAC last night, beat San Francisco State. Tarleton lost to Stanford by 12. It's a nice showing by Tarleton. Isn't that where's Billy Gillespie coaching? Is it Tarleton?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And then Grand Canyon was a winner over Grambling, 74-53. Bruin James, good morning. You're off to a good start.
Morning, guys.
What's happening?
Hey, man, I've got some boxes ready, some soap boxes, homie. You ready?
I don't know. Does it matter if I'm ready or not, homie?
Anyway, Friday night at Poly Pavilion, oh, man. The 405's going to be packed, man. Oh, boy, I tell you.
Getting off there at Wilshire, going into Westwood, right? Tell JJ go to 405 and get off at Wilshire, and then
leave 3 hours early.
You got to go east on Wilshire, and then weave your way through Westwood and get to Poly Pavilion.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. There you go, my friend. Well, usually we stay at that Holiday Inn right there on
Hotel Motel.
Yeah. So anyway, Poly Pavilion. You got me all confused, man.
What'd I do, man? I just told you how to get there. It's right there next to that beautiful outdoor that soccer facility they got, just to the south of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I've been
Drake
there.
Stadium.
Yeah, Drake
Hey,
Stadium.
so Friday night, Poly Pavilion, UCLA, Villanova, number 3 versus number 5, I think, or number 2 versus number 5, or something like that. Man, it's gonna be packed. It's rush hour. Oh my, it's gonna be a headache. And if you don't see anybody in the stands, it's not because nobody wants to go. It's just
because they can't
you're
get
stuck
there.
in traffic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So-
All right, so the game starts at 6:30 Pacific. No, that's not right. It's an 8:30 Pacific start. So rush hour should chill. It's Friday night in Westwood. Get there early, have a little supper, get over, there's all kinds of nice steakhouses there, all you posh Westwoodians. And then
Monty's Steakhouse.
I know, Monty's is the bomb. It's been there for like 1,000 years. I know. And it's number 4 Villanova, number 2 UCLA, and the game will be on ESPN2, and it'll be a lot easier to get to your TV than it will be to Poly Pavilion.
So anyway, last last one.
All right, last
Cassius Marsh. I know the guy. He went to Oaks Christian,
Of course
watched
you
him
do.
play.
Our scout.
And man, we're switching now. He's a good guy, man, and that was bogus. That what happened. That ref had it out for him, man.
It was bogus.
That was bogus.
It was bogus.
Cassius Marsh, a good guy. Hey, and I
right
liked
then.
his outfit though. Hey, that was.
Yeah, it was
that
bad.
I liked
It was
his
bad.
outfit.
That was IE dressing. All right, man. Enjoy. Laters. That is a good game on Friday night now.
Does he live in L.A.?
I don't know, man. I mean, it feels like he might have been there once or twice.
I'm like, sorry.
I'm just saying, maybe.
No, I just repping L.A. every time he calls.
Yeah, that will be.
Or Southern California.
Villanova, UCLA will be good.
Oh, yeah.
And the 8:30 start on the West Coast, 9:30 here. Why is it so late? I mean, they're burying like a premier game, 4 versus 2. That is terrific.
So late
for the TV.
Yeah, for West Coast, yeah.
Allows me to get off the plane and watch it. That's all I'm saying. All right, 505-246-0610. You can get in on any of the hoops last night. We'll get into some of the NFL stuff, college football playoff shake up a little bit. What does it mean? Cincinnati getting closer. We'll talk some college football as well. Sebastian Noel, 8:30 this morning. The demand for security for homes and businesses is increasing every day here in Albuquerque. Add to that, some security businesses are changing the rules for current customers. So people are calling Aaron Jones at IPS. I did years ago. I suggest you do as well. But what that means is Aaron needs more officers. So if you're a retired law enforcement, former military, you have security experience, IPS needs you now. You'll be working for a company that's passionate about stopping crime, protecting homes, businesses, and families, and making Albuquerque a better place to live. You can call them at 505-897-2420. That's 505-897-2420. You can visit them online at ipsglobal.com. Fill out an application online. You'll get world-class training and protect and serve your community. Remember also, IPS is currently installing alarm systems. So IPS can put an alarm system in your home, and they will respond if it goes off. They'll still respond to any alarm. But if you don't have one, call IPS. They'll set you up for unmatched security. Don't wait to be a victim. Sleep better at night knowing IPS is watching your business. Be confident during the day they've got eyes on your home when you're not there. Call IPS like I did at 505-897-2420. That's 505-897-2420, or visit ipsglobal.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best.
here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever.
So much to get into today. Excited to talk about the second round of the state high school football playoffs. Sebastian Hill joins us at 8:30 from ProView Network. State volleyball going on, wrapped up soccer last week, head on into college basketball season. Still tons to get to with the NFL. Lobo men's basketball, Richard Pitino making his debut tonight. FAU team returns 2 players that scored in double digits last year, shot 38% as a team. And it's the biggest unknown, and that is college basketball year to year. You think you have an idea, but then you really have no idea because we're still dealing with the extra years of eligibility, the transfers, who's playing right away. You think you have an idea until you see it happen on the court.
I'm not even sure I think anybody has an idea. Like, who has an idea? Who thinks they know? Do you know what I mean?
Probably the top 10 teams in the nation right now.
Yeah, no, but I mean about this team, about this particular
0.
team. Yeah, you had a good idea about Gonzaga and UCLA. Villanova, you have a pretty good idea. But this one is you go into it and it's like I really don't know. All right, college football playoffs standings came out yesterday. Georgia, Alabama, number 1, number 2. It stayed that way. Oregon moved up to number 3. Ohio State 4. That meant Cincinnati was on the outside looking in. Do you think Cincinnati's going to get in as currently constructed if they win out?
No.
So that means you think Oregon or Ohio State are going to win out, or you think Michigan or Michigan State would jump them?
I think there has
Oklahoma.
to be a 2 to 3 loss team, and I don't see that many squads losing 2 or 3 games. And Cincinnati, I think, is going to be on the outside looking in.
I think they've set it up where if Oregon or Ohio State lose and Cincinnati wins out, that Cincinnati gets in. I think that's how it's set up. Michigan's got a lot of wins. Do you think Michigan's going to win out? Michigan's playing Ohio State. Now, it's set up if Michigan beats Ohio State, then they say, well, they beat the number 3. They've got a great win. Their one loss was to the number 7 team. They can jump them.
It's all set up for that because it's week to week. And Jerry will come on tomorrow and remind us that this all changed in an instant. The one thing that kind of go, well, really? Like, why is Michigan State behind Michigan? If head-to-head was supposed to be so important.
2 weeks ago, head-to-head. They played, and Michigan State went out and lost last weekend to Purdue?
Purdue.
Is that who beat Michigan State? Who beat Michigan State? Michigan State lost last week.
Yep.
Is it Purdue? I know Purdue beat somebody this weekend. Why can't I remember that?
I know.
No,
Wake Forest and Purdue were like the upsets. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll know. But that Wake Forest got beat by North Carolina. The point is, it was Purdue, 40-29. Yep. So I'm with you on the Michigan State thing. It makes no sense to me. Head-to-head was 2 weeks ago, and Jerry will say, well, it's strength of schedule and who they lose to, and Michigan lost to Michigan State. Well, Purdue, okay, Purdue's a 3-1 team, and they're ranked. By the way, San Diego State, 22 in the college football playoff standings. UT San Antonio out of Conference USA. UTSA, who I told you I saw last week, I think they're really, really nice. They are ranked 23rd in the standings as we go into week 11. I think Cincinnati's there if Oregon loses. I think if Oregon loses, now if Ohio State loses to Michigan, I can see how Cincinnati gets squeaked out. But if Oregon loses, you don't think there's a spot there for them?
I will believe it when I see it.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Oregon has left on their schedule Washington State. That game's at home. They go to Salt Lake City to play Utah. Then they got the Civil War against Oregon State. That game's in Eugene. And then theoretically they would have the Pac-12 championship game against, I mean, what's coming out of the South? Is it Arizona State? I'm not looking at it. I haven't even looked at, honestly, the Pac-12 South standings for so long. I mean, since UCLA lost a couple, we thought UCLA was going to be all that. It's going to be, what are we looking at? Utah maybe again?
Utah,
well,
Arizona
but
State,
if they beat Utah
UCLA.
this week,
USC.
I mean, what's it going to be? It's going to be UCLA, Arizona State. It's probably going to be Arizona State. Yeah, so, but that's where we are. I don't know. When I looked at it and I saw Cincinnati one spot out, I said they're set up for a place to get in.
They're giving them the opportunity,
Yeah.
the chance to make it into the college football playoff. I just don't know if there's going to be enough teams that drop to even allow an undefeated Cincinnati in.
Do you think they should be in right now? Ahead of Alabama, one loss, they lost to Texas A&M. Oregon, one loss, they lost to Stanford. Ohio State, one loss, they lost to Oregon. Do you think Cincinnati should be in the top 4?
Not above Alabama. I would be fine if they were above either Ohio State or Oregon.
Okay. Why? So Alabama's got, if you were going to rank the losses from Alabama, Oregon, and Ohio State, worst to not worst, you would say the worst loss is Oregon's loss to Stanford. Then A&M beating Alabama would be number 2, and Ohio State losing to Oregon would be the least damaging loss, right? So what has Alabama done that makes, just because they're Alabama, is it the eye test? Is it, because looking at their resume, they lost to A&M. Their best win would be what? Ole Miss? Florida? Like what have they done that's so horribly impressive resume-wise that you would say that they've absolutely
That's
got to be
where you just give them, if you're watching football,
you say
that's a good football
that's
team.
my eye test. Okay.
And I would do the same thing with Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati over Oregon is not crazy. That's a team I would put them over right now. Because if you're looking for, all right, their one good win was Notre Dame. And so
Okay.
everyone's kind of living off just one game right now.
For Cincinnati.
Yes.
Is that their only good win? I mean,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, this is where I struggle sometimes on schedules, and you go out and you schedule people, and, well, they're not good this year. The Indiana win is a nice win. That's not, I mean, Indiana's not a horrible team. They beat UCF. Well, what's UCF? What's Navy? They play the conference schedule that they're in. Once they got invited to a new league, they went out and played. They joined that league. They didn't run away from anybody. I look at their scores, 49-14, 42-7, 24-13, 52-3. I mean, they're winning for the most part big. They didn't beat Tulsa by a big number last week. They won by 8. Are you allowed to have close games? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. Is Alabama's schedule tougher? It is. I'm not telling you I think Cincinnati's better than Alabama. I just I don't know sometimes what criteria is. And if you tell me, well, I mean, look at their resume, look at their body of work. Okay, and I looked at Alabama's too. They beat Ole Miss, they beat Florida. Those are good wins. Those are really good wins. But I agree with you on the eye test. If I'm sitting in that room and I'm trying to put the 4 best teams out there, I agree with you on Alabama. But I think there's got to be a spot for Cincinnati.
And I think the only way you get to that spot
is if Oregon loses.
Yeah.
All right. I asked earlier who is Wiley? Who played Wiley? Somebody did? Stigler told Wiley is the coyote who chases the Roadrunner. See what he did there?
Ba-dum-bum.
That's what I got. All right. Other college football stuff locally. Danny Gonzalez said yesterday that he thinks Isaiah Chavez will be ready to go on Saturday against Fresno. And for the first time, I heard him say we may not see Terry Wilson again, which was something that I don't think I've heard him say before.
He hasn't. And it's just a realization of just how severe that elbow injury was.
That was something I'd not heard yet. And look, it's his non-throwing elbow, I understand, but you got to protect yourself. You got to fall on that. That was the first time that I had heard that. And it was something that, like, wow, it made me shake my head. Or what do you want me to do? You want me to take this call? Or you want me to take the break? Which one? You're shaking your head. And I asked a question. She's like shaking her head. Yeah. Thank you. Lenny, good morning.
Morning. She just wants me to get on and get me out of the way so she can enjoy the rest of her day.
That's probably right. Yeah, I can
But
see
that's
that.
okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask one quick question you can answer after I get off. Is the status of the 2 Lobos that have been suspended and when they might come back?
Yep.
And then Cincinnati, I think they're setting them up to fail because they don't want to see a non-Power 5 school in the playoff. And it's going to get worse next year once the new Constitution goes in place. And I read an article yesterday that they're thinking of adding a 4th division possibly, because eventually the NCAA is going to be the haves and have-nots, but it's going to be a lot wider.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of is. in
Until
some
they
respects.
expand the college football playoff.
To what? I mean, what would be a satisfactory number?
Well, it's at 6 now. I would make it just 12. I mean, for one thing, wouldn't it be better for the bowl games if they had a playoff attached to it? Because how many bowl games fail for attendance?
How many what?
Bowl games sink because they don't have enough attendance.
When was the last time you saw a bowl
At the
game go
bowl-
away? I mean, I hear that all the time. The game in San Francisco is not playing this year. When was the last time you saw a bowl game go away? They're adding
No, I'm just saying,
crazy.
well, next year they should have some bowl games. We're hoping. But how many bowl games in the past, pre-COVID, failed because of lack of attendance?
That's what I'm asking. When was the last time you saw a bowl game go away? I hear that all the time. Oh, bowl games fail.
Wasn't there one like 3 or 4 years ago? A couple went or changed.
The Poinsettia Bowl went away, and they were running that concurrent with the Holiday Bowl, and it was just like 2 basically in San Diego, and then the game in San Francisco shut down this year. Other than that, I can't think of one.
But wouldn't it be better for the bowl game to have a playoff tied to it?
I don't know. We've had a lot of conversation. I think there's real conversation on both sides of that.
But I mean, you know better than me because you're involved in it. I think 12 teams would be good because then Power 5 can get in. But right now they're setting up Cincinnati to fail. But you talked about Alabama being ranked where it is. Look at Notre Dame, and as much as I like them, they're ranked where they were because of their name.
Probably. Yep.
But Cincinnati should be in the playoff. But they're saying, who did they beat? How much are they beating them by? And they're going off their schedule. But Cincinnati's not their fault. That's their schedule. Unless you tell Cincinnati, okay, 2-year games moving forward each year have to be against Power 5 schools.
Now, I don't know that it's done yet. Let's get there. Cincinnati set up if Oregon loses to get in, right? If they run the table. My gut tells me it's going to happen.
I like to see them get in and see what they can do against the school. So, and then lastly, do you think that Odell Beckham is a good fit for New England, or should he go somewhere else? Since New England's making a run for the playoffs,
and
they're sitting at 7.
I'm hearing the Packers. I like New England a lot. For Odell, I like New England. You?
I think that's the best spot for him to go, just because Hurdy has a way of making those receivers work, and he'd go out and be obviously by far the number 1 receiver.
Yeah. Him and yes,
He'd be Randy. He would be Randy Moss all over.
In some respects, if he's that good, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if he's that. As
Well,
good
I
as
mean,
Randy
I'm
Moss.
just saying compared to what they have on their roster right now.
They've got Jacoby Myers and they've got Nelson Aguilar, and Cedric Bourne. Is that right?
And any one of them has never been as good as Odell when Odell was good.
100% right. 100%. All right. Cool.
And they're making a run. They're 5-4, and they're in a good spot with it now.
Yeah. All right, Lenny.
So
Appreciate
you guys have a good weekend.
All right, see you. Valdir Manuel last night is still suspended, right? Still dealing with stuff on campus. And what's the other situation?
Jethro.
Is Jethro Muscadine going to play this week? Do we know that?
He's closer.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything official from Rich Pitino.
All right, so don't know the answer on that. 505-246-0610. We will talk with Sebastian Noel at 8:30 this morning, get you some high school stuff, and move you through the playoffs. He, of course, of ProView Networks. Had a wonderful service done to my car about a month and a half ago. It was on-the-spot automotive detailing. They came out to the office and detailed my car. They came out to my office and detailed my car. I don't have time right now. I think it's my busiest time of year, but I needed it done. They worked in the parking lot for hours while I worked in my office, and I got a text, went outside, and when they were done, it was like literally like the day I took it off the lot. Literally that nice. Inside, outside, under the hood, tires, rims. It was. They found stuff under the seats I didn't even know existed. Got it all out of there. It was beautiful, and they come to you. They do it whenever and wherever it is convenient for you. If you're looking for a gift for someone this holiday season, somebody who buys everything for themselves and you don't know what to get, this would be ideal. This is one of those things that everybody wants. Everybody wants. But you don't always go out and do this for yourself. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing, and now they offer paint corrections for anything from scratches to asphalt removal. Gets your car looking like new again. They got a ceramic coating. It's the best way to protect any paint, and it's there for years. They apply it by hand, and it makes it last longer. Call them at 505-859-2859. The number is 505-859-2859, or book an appointment online. It's On the Spot Automotive Detailing, www.otsdetailing.com.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet.
Absolute. He's only.
Tell it like it is.
No, I mean, I'm just
Not yet. 1 o'clock. Colin.
Don't know why I did that.
1 o'clock.
Well, I mean, tell him to go back to sleep or
Not
prep
your
his
time
show.
yet.
It's not. I mean, he can have his time.
Time for Jeff to tell us.
Dalvin Cook, your boy, Dalvin Cook. You know Dalvin Cook?
I do know him.
Good dude?
I believe so.
Yeah. He's got a little suit against him now. He denies the allegations. This is a he said, she said. So there's a former girlfriend, a woman named Gracelyn Trimble, who identifies herself to the Minneapolis Star-Tribune as a sergeant in the U.S. Army. She claims that she was involved with Dalvin Cook. She flew to Minnesota to break up with Dalvin Cook, get her stuff from his house, and then things turned violent. She says that she got a concussion, left, quote, leaving a scar on my face and taking me through hell, end quote. According to the suit, she had to use mace on Dalvin before going into his bedroom. She grabbed his gun, called a friend for help, then led Dalvin Cook to attack her with a broomstick. That's her side of the story. She then returned to Florida and told medical personnel that she'd been in an ATV accident. The Dalvin Cook side of the story is very different, according to his attorney, who says that she has been trying to extort millions of dollars out of him for the last period of time. That she allegedly used a stolen garage door opener to enter his residence illegally. She then attacked him and a guest who were there. She used mace on him, forced him and his guest to remain at the home at gunpoint for hours. Who do you believe? There's got to be some video, right?
Yeah, it's blew up last night on Twitter. I just haven't dove into it.
This is your beat,
Yep.
so you feel like, all right, go.
Well, hold on, because this might be a cliffhanger. But I mean, two sides. They're both gonna be in the wrong. I feel like this is not a good situation, and for how this is just gonna be another distraction. And I will be really sad because I'm sad when I thought good people. I hope this isn't true, but obviously it is. Something's wrong.
All right,
he did something wrong.
something happened.
Something happened, and I just don't know enough
Do
yet.
you know enough to say he did something wrong? Like if he was
That's what I'm
attacked
saying.
with
Like
mace,
I
could
don't,
he hit her
I don't
with a-
trust media sometimes. Pictures, text messages, whatever. I need more details.
Well, there's your two sides of the story.
Right.
And it blew up on their Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was too busy watching college basketball, but I'm diving in it today. But it sucks.
He needs to get in the end zone.
He does need to get in the end zone.
Sebastian Noel at the 8:30 mark. Talk about Aaron Rodgers next, because you haven't talked about Aaron Rodgers enough.
One in 7.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Bach.
Game day, boys and girls. Game day. Lobo basketball back in the pit for the first time since, I don't know, a different decade, right? Like 2019? First, wouldn't that be the first? Would they play a game? I guess in 2020 they did. Back in
February 20th or 24th.
Yeah, that's right. Back in the pit against FAU for Lobo men's basketball. Lobo women win last night, 71-54. Howie's on the plane with the Lamar women's team right now.
Awesome.
Howard, you know he's going to Miami.
Yeah,
as he told you.
Yeah,
he's on the plane with a bunch of Lamar Cardinals. He said they're 7. They're 7. I don't even know what that means. Early flight for Lamar to get out of town.
Beaumont, Texas.
Going back to Beaumont. Yeah. Yeah, so that was a winner. Aggies win last night. 62-51, New Mexico State wins the Pan Am Center over UC Irvine. The Anteaters, big night for Teddy Allen. He had 14. Mario McKinney, Jabari Rice had 12 points each for New Mexico State, who next will play the UTEP Miners on Saturday. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, A. Marie, and Adrienne. All right, your boy Aaron Rodgers spoke to Pat McAfee again. Yes, he likes Pat McAfee.
Man, they're like besties.
Yeah, Pat McAfee and his tank top loves. Like he needs whatever he's making on that podcast that he does.
Yeah.
That some people knew about, but now everybody knows about. Like, I mean, he owes Aaron Rodgers quite a bit. All right.
Well, that blew up before they got Aaron Rodgers Weekly.
Yeah, but if it didn't blow up, like even if people didn't know what it was, now everybody knows. Everybody does. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard fined $14,650 for violating the league's protocols for COVID-19. The team got a $300,000 fine, and Aaron said yesterday that maybe he misled people. Really? Okay. I still stand by everything, but we maybe I guess I misled people. Well, yeah, you did, and this is where I don't have the ire that so many people do on this, and maybe I should, and whatever, but I just don't. He did mislead people. I think Jess kind of put the perspective for me where he said, look, even if he was vaccinated, he would have gotten COVID. People are getting COVID who are vaccinated. One of his teammates, Alan Lazard, I believe was the one, and certainly Devontae Adams did, who was vaccinated. Does he spread it more? In fact, he's not wrong. When he says, I get tested every day, we know every day whether or not he's clean or not. And is he safer to be around than a guy like Devontae Adams who gets tested, twice a week or something? So all that, but you don't get to pick and choose what rules you're going to observe or not. And that's kind of where I went a little astray on the whole thing. I don't have the ire, the anger, the vitriol. He hurt me.
Aaron Rodgers didn't know how to handle the situation because he didn't want to tell the world he wasn't vaccinated.
That's right.
But now he's like, well, it's my health. And yet no one's telling you can't play. You just have to follow different rules because Green Bay, did they know or not? Everyone that say, well, they should have known. Well, then they didn't care either to follow the protocols.
They knew.
Because,
they had to.
Because that's the thing in this.
Yeah.
It's not no one. Like you want to be vaxxed or unvaxxed, you have that choice. Like no one's telling you can't play football.
Yep.
At this point in time, but
there's just protocols.
And what it does, it costs people money. It costs the organization money. And I know no one, it's $300,000 for the Packers. Who cares? But it's the situation that could put you in. Because what if he misses 2 games in a row?
Mm-hmm. And he may.
That changes everything for this team.
Yeah, and he may. So
which could have been different if he was a vaccinated player. That he tested positive, but you can come back quicker than an unvaccinated player.
Right, and that's fine. He's not. He opted to not. Yeah. When you say he didn't want everybody to know that he wasn't vaccinated, he claims. Now I hear everybody tell you he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. Oh, okay, maybe he is, but he claims that if somebody would have had a follow-up question about immunized. Look, he put the word immunized out there. It was calculated. It was obviously calculated and misleading. And everyone in that room just went, oh, immunized. That must mean vaccinated. I mean, we all did, right? Yeah. We all did. Every one of us.
They heard what they want to hear.
We heard immunized. It must be vaccinated. He claims if someone would have asked, well, Aaron, immunized, what does that mean? He would have followed up with, his explanation of I didn't get vaccinated, but here, I did other things to immunize myself, right? This alternative, whatever. He claims that. Now, he could be lying.
That in the first place, Aaron.
He said I was immunized, and that's his claim. Look, whether he wanted people to know or not, I'm with you.
I'm not here to cancel Aaron Rodgers.
Nobody is.
It's just a spot you put your teammates in.
Is Carson Wentz canceled?
No.
Nope.
Is Kirk Cousins
canceled?
No, and
Beasley's still
Kirk
playing football.
Foley came out, explained himself. I'm not just saying this as a homer. Like,
and
they're all following playing the protocols. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, all those guys.
Those guys are the examples. Nobody canceled them.
No.
They came out now. Maybe he thought they would get canceled, or but his whole thing is that people want to cancel. No, nobody canceled those guys.
No.
Those guys, they're following a protocol, and whether you agree with the protocol or not, whether you think it's ridiculous, all of that, we can have that conversation separately, because maybe there's some validity to that, maybe there's not, and it's really going to be on your point of view. But you don't get to pick and choose what rules you are going to adhere to when you are employed by, in this case, the National Football League, or the Green Bay Packers were part of the National Football League. That's all. He says, I adhere to 100% of the protocols except for that. Well, then that's not 100%. With all due respect, that's not 100%. But you guys are right. Nobody was trying to cancel him. Nobody's canceled Kirk Cousins or Carson Wentz or any of these other guys who didn't get vaccinated. And that's why, look, I'm not angry. I'm not losing my mind. Oh, he's the worst guy ever, and he's a liar. And then, well, what did he say? Then you got to question everything he says. Come on. I mean, if that's the case, well, if he lied about this, then he must have lied about everything else. It's a kind of a jump to me, but okay. But yeah, you don't get to pick and choose. Was it misleading? Was it calculated? Absolutely. But do you believe him when he says if somebody would have followed up? Because I think he thought, though, you think he was going to get surprised. He said immunized. If someone in that room would have said, well, Aaron, what does that mean, immunized? You don't think he was prepared to have an answer for that? I 1,000% believe he was prepared to have an answer for that.
Probably.
That's why.
Yeah, but if someone asks if you're vaccinated and you say immunized,
what was the context?
I think they're going to just go, oh, okay. Because they're asking about the COVID vaccine, nothing else.
No, look.
And you're playing that game going, I'm going to pull the wool over their eyes.
And he did. Yeah. He pulled the wool over all of our eyes.
Be a leader. And what about being a leader and being there for your team? And
look, all of that's bad.
And they'll probably win the Super Bowl this year.
All of it's a bad look. Edward, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline.
Hey, curious. Would you say that it's more probable than not that Aaron Rodgers knew that he was misleading the public?
Of course he did.
Just a curious question. Will there be a 2.5-year subsequent investigation, tens of millions of dollars, over something minute? It's interesting. I just asked a question for the public.
Kind of equate this to
Deflategate. Yeah.
Cheating scandal.
Yeah. We all make our choices on what we believe in and situational ethics and this, that, and the other. I just find it interesting. I was going to call about the Crusher 8, but there's more important pressing issues. By the way, NCAA basketball, you guys are right in your opening segment. A lot of excitement. I think it's fun, and I like the way things open up. I'm kind of giving up on Gonzaga. I know they have amazing players. Last year was their year. They go undefeated all year. And I know it's not easy to win an NCAA championship. I understand that. But come on. I mean, at some point you got to deliver. And they have to deliver. They have a great program, but you have to win it. When I moved to Albuquerque, when I moved back to Albuquerque in 1996, Mike Powers was hosting the afternoon show, and we used to call in and have a lot of fun. And then Clark took over in the mornings, Bob Clark. And in the history of this, me calling over 2 decades of this show, and it's been fun, and we've made a lot of friends, I think the most accurate prediction in the history of this show was more than almost a decade ago when I said the NCAA is going to lose its power as a sanctioning body, and it's going to break apart. And it's coming to fruition 2 days ago on one of your updates, and I think it's Boomer Esiason that does it in between your breaks. He came out and said the NCAA unveiled a new, what they're calling a modernized constitution draft. And what, in essence, and I think one of your callers talked about this a little bit, they're going to break things apart and create different divisions. And that's exactly where we need to go. We don't need to extend the playoff, because all that's going to happen is teams that squeak in are going to get blasted. Oklahoma and Notre Dame get blasted when they get in.
Why? So we know for sure Cincinnati can't play with Georgia. Is that what you're telling me? We know for sure Cincinnati can't play with Oregon or Alabama. We know that?
They would get soundly beat. I think that's I would say and I'm a Cincinnati fan, by the way.
What do you say about like Ohio State or Clemson, the teams that have gotten blasted before? Should we go back to the BCS model?
I'm not sure. It's a great question, JJ.
Because semifinal day is like that every year. Yeah, I mean, JJ's point, semifinal games almost regularly are blowouts.
Agreed. But it's not about one-game scenarios. Those are factual.
Well, it kind of is.
It's about the ability to repeat on a regular basis. It's about financial viability.
Well, look at Oklahoma, all right? Look at Oklahoma. They get in as the 4th seed on a fairly regular basis and get trucked. Right?
Absolutely. Notre Dame as well.
Exactly.
Notre Dame as well.
So somehow I can't watch Cincinnati, and if Cincinnati gets beat like that, you're going to tell me I told you so, we should have watched Oklahoma again?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is for the long-term viability of, and again, you guys ask great questions, and I've thought a lot about this. It's not some emotional response. I think the only answer is to blow things up and to create economic viability for programs and play for different championships. They already do it. There's a Division III championship. There's a Division II championship. And I think what the NCAA is finally, they're not making a choice. They were forced into this. They've lost all leverage as a sanctioning body, all leverage. And all they're doing at this point is admitting it and saying, we no longer have control. And if you just Google it, it's on CBS Sports Line, and it talks in detail about what they're doing. And they're going to create divisions, and they're going to give those divisions the power to self-report. They're going to give them the power to do a bunch of different things. And the separation has occurred. And the sooner they do it, the better. You have callers that call in, and I think Dan's one of them, and they're so eloquent, and they have a lot of passion. And I just sit back and I learn and I listen. But you almost have to just take this completely apart, just take it apart and rebuild it.
Well, but I don't know that you're going to come to a consensus on how to rebuild. And I appreciate the call. I got to hit this break, but it's
Sure.
really good conversation. And there's a lot of people who feel that way, right? But if you rip this thing to the ground, where's the consensus coming on how to put it back together? Now, you can tell me you don't need consensus. You just need the top 65 schools. Is 65 schools that you want competing at the top level? Is that it? Is that enough? Is that, I mean, you tell me you see the same thing every year now. Is that what you want then? And then that means basketball, that means baseball, that means everything?
That's the thing. If it is everything, college sports will collapse.
I agree.
I think they can find a way to make it work if it's just football.
Well, all right, I got to take this break. 505-246-0610. Couple lines open right now. You can get in. Sebastian Noel at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk high school stuff on the opening drive.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
The Sports Animal.
It's interesting where that went, huh? Break the whole thing down, put it all back together. I just don't know how you're ever going to find a consensus on that. And then what about everything besides football? What about it all? 505-246-0610, Jeff, JJ, Amory, and Adrian.
Well, they could be forced in a situation where they have to deal with it.
Well, they're going to have to do something.
And it doesn't, and if it gets to that point, it doesn't have to be everything.
Okay.
Because college athletics is changing so quickly. The NCAA is backing out of everything. Like, who's governing this? So if the powers that be, and that is power conference teams, start pushing football in a certain direction, you're going to have this discussion of what do the rest of us do? Because if it is everything, then I think college athletics does collapse. If you just have 60 to 70 teams playing, no one's going to care about March Madness as much. But I think it's something that if it was football splitting off, it could work, because then group of 5 schools, whoever gets left out, you're going to be salty this or that. But then you say, all right, we have to build our model now, and let's create a championship. And then you have schools playing for something else.
Yeah, all right.
It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah,
there's nothing
I'm
easy
not a fan
about
of
it.
But let's see.
Yeah.
Grady, good morning. How are you, sir?
College football reconstructionist for the OD and
That
the
ain't
AM.
me. That ain't me.
I'm living pretty swell. How about you guys?
Life's good. Life's good.
Nice. So Actually, I wasn't even going to talk about this college football thing, but I got to jump in on this. So it's interesting, down in the weeds detail, looking at Cincinnati, and they took some heat for not beating Tulsa by enough points. And then looking at Alabama, well, I think it was established that LSU was just not LSU. Some people call them they're terrible, they're trash, whatever.
We were going to hear this is the year they beat them by 70.
Right. And if I recall, they beat them by 6 at home, and LSU had a chance to win at the end of the game.
You recall correctly, yes.
It's no question that Alabama, they get a pass, period.
Now, have they earned that pass would be the argument.
Well, I would say, is that even relevant, though? So if they've earned it, so if you look at this year, this season, and if they're still living off of seasons 2 reputations from 2 and 3 years ago, I mean, maybe they've earned it, but they shouldn't.
I agree.
They shouldn't. They should be judged on their body of work for the current season, just like everyone else is, just like everyone's losses are scrutinized or their wins are scrutinized, and it's actually kind of ridiculous. And this whole CFP thing is just, again, it's BCS 2.0, and it's not decided on the field. It's decided by computers and voters and people who only watch about half the games, and they slot and they use the eye test and all that other stuff that we thought we were getting away from. But that's really not what's going on.
No, that's actually what they were going to, is getting away from computers because they wanted, hey, we want the 4 best teams regardless. And to your point, Grady, if you have humans ranking teams, it's impossible for them not to be biased. So until that's
100% accurate, which is why they shouldn't do it, which is why you should have an 8-field playoff where you win your conference. It doesn't matter if 90% of the talking heads think your conference is garbage, you're in. It shouldn't matter that they think, oh, well, you guys do this, you guys do that. If you win your conference and you're considered a quote-unquote power, you're in, period. So it takes that human element out of it. I agree, JJ, 100%. And again, if you're going to debate, if you're going to have that human element, debate on the at large, debate on the 3 teams that aren't the champions of the Power 6 conferences. And, okay, that's fine. And if it's going to be where you got the top 65 teams and things they break off, and again, college football is still very regional, and you got these conferences. So do you think that the SEC is going to want as much? They want the Big 12 or the Big 10 to have as much money as they do. So now all of a sudden, if you only have 65 teams, I doubt very seriously if those 65 teams are going to be treated equally. And if you're going to do that, then you might as well go back to way back when, 1 million years ago, when you had conferences, champions, play in specific bowl games. So if you're going to break it off, okay, well then you have the Sugar Bowl again. Bring back the Rose Bowl. Bring back the Orange Bowl. Bring back all those where you have your conference where you're earning all the money, and then you send your champion to wherever, and you have little micro championships. It's interesting because that's how it was before the BCS. And then people didn't like that. So it might come full circle because of the money, okay, which is fine, and conferences not wanting to share their money. Okay, great. So then you have elite-level competitions is what they're going to call it. So, again, way back when, you had elite-level bowls, and then you had everybody else going to non-elite-level bowls, which it sounds like that's the framework that we're heading to today.
So we're going back to the same place we were.
That's what it sounds like to me. It's just it's dressed up and it's gussied up, and you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig, and that's just what it is. But I can tell you that to me is almost better than what we have now, because at least you're going to have conference championships. Conference championships are going to mean something again. Versus how do you coach? How does a coach? Well, guys, we only won by 6 points versus they won by 12 points. How do you coach that? How do you prepare a team to do that? Or our one loss, we slipped up. We lost by 1 point, and
and we're done.
I don't understand how you do that, but it's not game based. It's money based. So that to me is where we're rolling.
Back to the future, baby.
Got it.
See you.
Appreciate the time.
So where do we go? I didn't think this is where we're going today. We're not restructuring college football today, but I had a buddy of mine, and we're not having this conversation. A good buddy of mine I went to college with that lived in Albuquerque for, 8-10 years, and he's back in Southern California. He's a big soccer fan, never was a UNM football fan, and he's convinced that UNM should ditch football, give that stadium to United. And I'm like, you're out of your mind.
No.
Well, it's failed and it's never been anything, and why not? And I'm like, so you're saying give up college football for minor league soccer and what that does to the rest of your athletic programs, and how many people actually go to Lobo football? Well, when they're winning, how many people actually went to the United matches back into the season? I mean, is it more than Lobo football?
No.
I don't think so either. Is minor league soccer better long-term prospect than Division I college football? The answer is no. And what would it do to the rest of your sports and take you out of the Mountain West? And like the answer is no. But I just, where does college football go? Where do you, what's the future to make it better? Win, first of all. But all these conversations are legit, except for that one about shut down the Lobo football program and give the stadiums to United. That's the one that's not. You've heard that before too, right?
I've heard it, and there's always people sprinkled throughout the conversations that just they don't dive into it, so that they're kind of caught up on one thing, like, oh, it's bad football. Yeah. Oh, UNM's made a ton of bad decisions. Yeah. Let's just get rid of everything. It's like, no.
All right, we're talking high school football when we get back. Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks is going to be with us. How you living, guys? Feeling well? You living like you? I hope you are. If you're not, though, if you're feeling sluggish, you're tired a little too often, maybe put on a few extra pounds, you're dealing with erectile dysfunction maybe, may I strongly suggest you call NuMale? NuMale is a men's health clinic here in Albuquerque, been helping men all over the country deal with these very natural things for years. NuMale's industry-leading testosterone replacement has men feeling like themselves, but you got to make the first call. The number is 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688. You can visit them online at NuMale, NUMALE.com. I told you the story recently. A buddy of mine was playing golf, and he said he heard me talk about it on the radio. He called NuMale, and he thanked me because he feels better. Look, the beauty of NuMale is the results. It works. There's thousands of stories out there like my friend. You got nothing to lose. You got a lot to gain if you call NuMale. 505-652-1688. You're in the back end of the year, the most hectic time on the calendar. Take care of yourself, guys. Do it for you. NuMale's number is 505-652-1688, or visit NuMale.com and feel like you again.
This report is...
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From the laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast on
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Football playoffs continue this week around the land of enchantment. You had cross-country champions crowned last week, as well as soccer. Volleyball playoffs are underway. We're about ready to start playing hoops. So hoops better to talk to than the guru over at ProView Network. Sebastian Noel joins us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline on the opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Hello, Sebastian.
Good morning, guys.
How's life? You good?
Oh, man, when I turned on the TV yesterday and there was college basketball on, all is right in the world.
It was good, and you're going to get a lot of hoops, but you got to get yourself through this high school football stuff first before you get all into the hoops. And we're going to go again. I was looking at the results last week. I'm not sure I saw a lot of surprises. Maybe scores. Like I was surprised El Dorado got beat 36-2 by Hobbs, but I don't know. Did I miss something that was real surprising?
No, I would agree with you. I mean, the score surprised me there a little bit, but Hobbs is a good football team. They have a nice quarterback. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So, no, I mean, again, it was a great job for Coach Dotson to get that team into the playoffs. They had so many injuries. You know, they didn't have much left there, and for that to be a playoff team, and tell you how good of a job him and his staff always do.
All right, so now we move on, and the teams, the top 4 seeds, in each side, in each classification, they got buys. Now everybody's got to play. You got interesting stuff locally in Rio Rancho and Cibola. What are you looking forward to? What's the biggest game on your radar this weekend?
I'm looking forward to La Cueva and Volcano Vista. That should be that has potential to be a really entertaining, high-scoring game.
Now, Sebastian, Volcano Vista, what have they looked like this season, and what do they have to do to stay with La Cueva in that contest?
Well, same old Volcano Vista. They love to beat you with the big plays. Sometimes they beat themselves as opposed to the opponents beating them. So I think they have to sustain some drives, show some discipline when it comes to play calling. Keep La Cueva's offense off the field a little bit. I mean, if they just go, score on a quick home run, their defense spends way too much time on the field. So I think from a Volcano Vista perspective, they got to step out of their comfort zone a little bit and run the ball and, maybe do something that just eats up some clock where they can stay on the field and have long, sustainable drives. From a La Cueva perspective, you just keep riding this wave. I mean, I don't know if anyone's playing any better. Aiden Armenta has been phenomenal at quarterback. Now, granted that, he played some softer teams in his district towards the end of the season, but it doesn't matter. Everyone's gotten healthy. Everyone's gained confidence. When you have Exodus Ayers and Ian Sanchez and all those receivers they have, now they go 3 deep at running back. Their defense is fantastic. And my broadcast partner from the Friday night game of the week, Daryl Stoneham, he thinks La Cueva is going to win the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, he predicted that on our bracket show.
A team that got beat 50-0 early in there. Would that be something? I mean, and they, if seeds hold, there'll be a rematch of that in the semifinal next weekend. Right.
Yeah. Rio Rancho has Cibola this week, and Cibola. I had a chance to see Cibola on Thursday against Sandia. It was as good as I've seen Aiden Chavez throw the ball all season, and he's had some great games, but he was just throwing darts. It was amazing. To a point where we even said on the air, like, what else does Danny Gonzalez have to see? Why haven't they offered this kid, right? So if he can play another game like that and Cibola can the margin of error, guys, is almost non-existent, right? Cibola has to play a perfect game. They have to have a perfect strategy, and they probably need Rio Rancho to make a few mistakes. But, you never know, right? Any given Friday.
Imagine that's right. Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks is with us on the opening drive.
Well, let's go to the other side of the 6A bracket. 5 seed Las Cruces, 4 seed Centennial, Field of Dreams. How do you think that one plays out?
Oh, if I said that one team was going to win over the other, it'd be nothing more than, let's just say it wouldn't be a very educated opinion, because the last time these two teams played, Las Cruces had them put away, and Centennial comes from behind to win the game. And I would have never thought that Las Cruces would have even been in that position. I think Centennial's the better team, but Las Cruces proved that night that they can play with those guys. They should have beat them. They came back from, I think, 30-some points down to win. Centennial did. So no, that's a toss-up game, JJ. There's no way I can tell you one way or the other on that one.
All right, let's look at the 5A bracket. What is the best game this weekend in 5A?
Just if atmosphere and everything, it's you got to go to that Las Lunas Belen game. When those two teams play, that stadium in Las Lunas is always full. Those two communities are right there next to each other. That I've had the privilege of calling a Las Lunas Belen game, and there's something different about that atmosphere. It is really enjoyable.
We got championship.
And Belen's pretty good this year.
Yeah, they are. We got championship games this weekend. The 8-man championship, the 6-man championship are going to go down this week. I don't know how much you've seen Tatum and Melrose, Gateway Christian and Rainbow. By the way, what a tragedy with the Gateway Christian thing, and the story with Mickey down in Roswell. And condolences. I've never met him, and I've heard unbelievable things about him. I don't know if you knew him, but I know the high school world was shocked with the tragedy that happened at halftime of that game the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that breaks your heart. And Jeff, I haven't met him either, but same thing. I've heard nothing but great stories and great anecdotes this week about how good of a guy he was, and stuff like that. Really, just breaks your heart.
And for those of you who don't know, Mickey Reeves, people say one of the greatest high school athletes ever. Was an assistant coach at Gateway Christian, and I guess there was an episode at halftime in the locker room. He was a young man, right? He was in his 50s, mid 50s, and passed away. And just I like I said, I never met him, but I've heard unbelievable stories, and just condolences. And gosh, God bless him. All right, you guys are probably going to make some trips down to the southern part of the state too. I'm looking at the two-way brackets. I see Jal and Eunice and kind of headed at each other. Maybe Tularosa, I know, is in the mix there. So you guys are going to be all over the state in the next few weeks.
Yeah, Jeff, if I get the privilege of going down to Eunice, I am going to
Woo!
not only document that with plenty of pictures, but I will bring you back a frozen treat from the Tasty Freeze.
Tasty Freeze.
Freeze it the whole way. It's not Dairy Queen, it's Tasty
Freeze.
Yeah.
Man.
We put up a signed picture, too? Just say, if Sebastian was here?
If they allow it.
Oh, what it would be like if they played championship games in one spot.
No kidding. Hey, are we over the return games? I'm looking at, it seems like all the games are being played at the higher seeds. Is that where we are now? Have we gotten to that finally?
No, we're still once we get to the finals, unfortunately.
Oh, so it's only finals? It's not all the playoffs anymore.
Right, no, it's not. No, the first round here is always at the higher seed, and then once you get towards to the end there, that's when you have that silly rule. Whoever, well, in the 70s, my dad played at your place, so now we're going to play at my place.
You owe me the trip. It's coming back. I know I'm the 8th seed and you're the 1 seed, but I get the home game because back in the 60s, last time we played in the playoffs, we played at your place. It's bonkers. Gosh, we do some silly things.
And when you have to explain it to someone that's not from around here,
they're like, what?
That's when you kind of realize just how stupid it is, in my opinion.
All right, ProViewNetworks.com. You can catch the games. Sebastian will be all over the state. Enjoy the games this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Be good.
Be well. Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks with us here on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing.
All right, so you can get into what Sebastian had to say. I got a bunch of emails that I got to get through. You can send us texts. Text 505-246-0610. 888-922-06-GAME. On the radio, they're going over the high school games on the radio. They didn't even mention your game. Not an MFN mention. They're like whose game?
What?
We can't mention every game. Which game did we?
Wow, I think that did that person mean to send that text to
us or somebody else? Like I mean, what game didn't? If you want us to mention a game, ask it. Like we're not.
Cleveland.
We had a 7-8 minute segment. We didn't. You're right. We didn't mention every game. You're right. You're right. And Sebastian did mention La Cueva.
And Sebastian was talking about how his broadcast partner picked La Cueva to win. So that I guess that is a
wow. The vitriol on the texture today.
Not a
boy.
mention. Well, maybe call up and be like, hey guys, what do you think about this? Watch out for this player. Shout out to my son, nephew,
or text that,
best friend who's coaching on the team.
I think there's 20-something games this weekend. We had, I think, 8 minutes in that segment, 9 minutes. You're right. We didn't mention every game. You're 100% right. 505-24, but thank you for the text.
It has a little Allen Iverson to it on the radio.
Yeah.
They're going over high school games on the radio.
Yeah, I know. Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad I stopped reading it before.
I know. They're what? Oh,
whoa!
What in the what?
They're what in the what? Woo!
The 3 jerks do it again.
Yeah, those 3 jerks. Adrian, you want to be a jerk with us? You can be.
4 jerks.
Yeah,
Sorry, Adrian.
Adrian's included to be a jerk, only if you want to be. I mean, if you want to be. All right, Carl says, time to retire Timex Terry, Jeff. As you know, Carl came up with that name because I had an old dirty scratched watch that I couldn't bring myself to discard because it just kept ticking. Terry Wilson needed to be that kind of player. Saving Level Football is a 12-round title fight, and he had to answer the bell every round. Unfortunately, things didn't turn out, so I just threw out that old watch in the trash. Is Terry done?
It sounds like it.
He could be.
Which is a complete bummer.
Yeah, I agree.
He never got a fair chance because they were running a completely different offense that this team couldn't handle. He has a player fall into his arm, dislocates his elbow, and he's done. Sports, life.
And then there's the conversation about a medical red shirt, and I mean, does he want a 7th year? He might, and I told you this a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it more so if Isaiah Chavez kept winning. Would this be one of those where, well, you know, if Terry's ready, he's the guy. If Terry's ready, he's the guy. And each week, and we just get to a point where, okay, we're out of weeks. Jack says, is it injury or saving face? He says, Jeff, for Lobo football to have a chance these last 3 games, Gonzalez has basically said they need to pack the footy. They need to rush for 250 yards at least. He has come to the realization that this club isn't going to be able to win by slinging it around. So where does that leave gunslinger Terry Wilson? Has Gonzalez decided it's better to keep him on the bench than to awkwardly plug him into an offense he wasn't recruited for? I don't know if I'm there totally. I got to believe this is what's bothering me with this, because I've heard these accusations. I got to believe if this young man was ready to play, Danny would let him play. Don't you?
And I think it does change when you realize the offense that they were running with Terry to start the season, not the same offense they're running now with Isaiah Chavez. So if you're like, hey, Terry, we need you to run a couple more option looks, he can't go out there with a bum left elbow and be running the option.
And just get pumped.
Yeah.
Gopher says it's mercenary time, Jeff. Gonzalez clearly made it known yesterday that to be successful, Lobo football needs to be able to chunk it all over the court. And he's not fully comfortable that the quarterback to do that is already on campus. I look, what he said is you got to be able to throw the football. I don't know that he wants to go start throwing it 50 times a game. But right now, what we've watched the last 3 weeks, like how we got here is unbelievable to me. But we're in a situation where they are no threat to throw the football, right? None.
They're not right.
Like, I'll take you back to Bob Davies' years, 4 or 5 years ago, where they ran the option and they would throw it 4 or 5 times a game. But you almost felt like there was more of a threat downfield than there is now, didn't you?
Yeah, there's no downfield threat in this offense. Like, it's Isaiah Chavez. He'll be playing it. It'll be the throwback. He'll hit those short routes on the true RPOs, but they're not taking the top off.
And that's what Danny's saying. We got to be able to throw the football. That's why this thing has just come to a screeching halt, in my opinion, offensively. And, are they getting better defensively? Maybe. But what you're watching every week is them score. JJ, I did the math yesterday. Starting with the A&M game, they're averaging 8.12 points a game. You can't win that way. They're averaging just over 8 points a game. That's why they're losing football games. 505-246-0610. Get into some more football stuff if you want. Aaron Rodgers, Odell Beckham, Sam Darnold's out, Dalvin Cook's got issues. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 690 Sports Animal.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own.
This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and J.J. Buck.
All right, working on getting you some Chris Jans this week. Aggies open up their season last night with a victory at the Pan American Center, 62-51 over UC Irvine's Anteaters. Teddy Allen led the way for New Mexico State with 14 points. Next up, they get the Miners on Saturday, the first of two, against their I-10 rivals. New Mexico Lobos men open the season tonight in University Arena against Florida Atlantic. They open up at a 2.5 to 3-point dog. It's bet down to a point. First game for Richard Pitino as head coach at UNM. Lobo women were winners last night. 71-54, they beat Lamar in the pit. Opening drive, Jeff Cindietta, J.J. Buck. A. Marie produces for you on the radio side. It is Adrienne producing for you on the TV side. You can watch the show over the air on channel 20.5 on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. You can watch it on ProView Network's YouTube page as well. JJ had the call last night on Lobo women versus Lamar, and a good performance, a gritty Lamar team out of the Western Athletic Conference. That's the Aggies League, and a good win to get things started.
Good performance. I think Coach Bradbury was pleasantly surprised by his team's performance, especially coming off of the frustration on Thursday. I just didn't feel the effort. The attitude was where it needed to be. Good start. You see that there's going to be plenty of ups and downs for this team when you have 4 all-conference level players and 8 players, first ever Division I minutes against a team that has high expectations, but going to be fun to watch. You know the style of play. To play fast, a lot of 5-out offense, and can you defend without fouling, so you can get to the young players more playing time. It's got to be a really difficult time for a coach because there's just times you have to suck it up. And whether it's 2-3 minutes, go with freshmen and let them learn because they have to develop. Like 1 or 2 of these freshmen has to hit this season for this team to be competitive.
All right. Next up for the ladies Friday, J.R. Giddens brings Northern New Mexico into the pit. Good to see J.R.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. What if I told you, you know the 30 for 30s?
Yes.
What if I told you the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding story has come to life again in France?
What?
So PSG, JJ, that's Paris Saint-Germain?
Paris Saint-Germain.
Sorry, Paris Saint-Germain. That's a soccer club, football, if you prefer.
It's a football club that plays on a pitch.
That's right. They get results. They don't get scores. The PSG confirmed that a midfielder on their women's team, Aminata Diallo, taken into custody on Wednesday. Is that today? Yes. As part of an investigation into attack on her teammate, Kira Hamraoui. Hamraoui? So say that for me. Hamraoui? Kira Hamraoui. The 21-year-old Hamraoui is left with head injuries, leg injuries, and hand injuries. The statement says that the player in custody, Diallo, was taken into custody as part of proceedings opened by police in Versailles. Basically, PSG condemns this blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the facts as they know it, they were masked men with pipes or sticks, and there was a premeditated attack on Hamraoui. She had her legs hit by masked men armed with metal bars after the team meal.
So get this, Jeff.
Yes.
Hamraoui was in Diallo's car with 2 other PSG teammates as they were leaving that dinner.
Right.
And as a car pulled in the front of her home, that's when the 2 men started attacking her and beating her legs.
Are you kidding me? And so your teammate is now
accused of setting up this attack.
Accused of setting it up so she can get playing time. Why? Why? Can you hear Nancy Kerrigan?
Yes.
What the hell? No, this is
even
bonkers.
Scarier because the incident with Johnny Harding and Nancy Kerrigan, was it like a hit and run type thing? This is
hired by the ex-husband.
2 guys at night.
Yeah,
like beating you, and you're scared for your life.
Hell yes, you are.
It's insane.
Hell yes, you are. Yeah, I mean that was in the rink.
Yeah,
this is at night in front of your house. 2 dudes come out of nowhere. Hell yes, you're scared for your life. How about that, soccer? How you feeling? PSG making the news. That one's just bonkers. So that's just coming down this morning. All right, let me give you a couple more emails that came in this morning. This one's on Aggie Hoops. It's from your guy, Jason. Are you ready?
What's up, Jason?
Jason's back now. Jason's a Hall of Fame emailer. We get Jason about this time of year.
I'm very excited.
Even though my email, they're coming through to me at least now. Because it says you don't get an email often from this. Yeah, I kind of do. I don't know what my spam filter's doing. Good morning, OD in the AM. What a game in the Pan Am last night, which matched 2 of the most underrated programs in the West. UCI Irvine, has won its conference 5 of the last 8 years and finished second the other 3 with 5 postseason appearances. We can excuse that typical Lobo fan if they don't know about UCI. After all, you are who you roll with. And UCI's level of success is not something Lobo Hoops has had in quite some time. UCI has opportunities to build a solid RPI. So the hope is this helps the resume in March. The opening night performance of the Aggies was encouraging. The Aggies can and will improve. But when you have guys like Johnny McCants, who's played in 96 wins as an Aggie, along with Sir Jabari Rice, who has close to 80 wins in an Aggie uniform, this is a great and steady place to start. For perspective, the entire Lobo roster hasn't participated in 95 Division I wins in Lobo uniforms when they take the court tonight. Some research right there. The page now turns to UTEP, who has a new coach and renewed excitement. The Pandemonium Center should be rocking. Here's my question, he says. How long of a honeymoon will Mr. UNM as a sleeping giant get should he lose to FAU? Gotta love when coaches say this program's a sleeping giant. It usually confirms what your rivals believe. Your program has had a very mediocre history. Crimsonally, Jason. Man, he came out with a blowtorch against the Lobos today. Got to win over a good program in UC Irvine, and he's correct on their postseason success. It's an interesting question. What are we doing tomorrow? What does this place sound like tomorrow morning from Lobo fan? You don't do the postgame show anymore, right?
No.
Should the Lobos lose to FAU tonight? And they're underdogs at home.
Should the Lobos lose, it's not going to be a good morning.
Okay.
Oh, well, it's obvious. This is, I think, even with all the turnover, like this is a game you, at this point in time, should win at home.
Okay. So you
like the development coming together, yes, but that timetable has shifted in college athletics. Like you come out the gate at home. It's FAU. If it's a tight win, I don't care about that, but it needs to be a win.
All right. So they're underdogs tonight. They will be underdogs on the road at Colorado on Saturday. They'll be favorites to beat Grambling on Monday. And I'm going to tell you, I watched Montana State last night. Montana State can beat you. Montana State damn near should have beat Colorado the other day. I mean last night. I watched that game last night, and I thought Montana State was up 11 with about 7 minutes to go. What if they start 1-3? Now, I'm not telling you they're going to, but I'm going to tell you it's not out of the realm of possibility. Do you think it is?
No.
Where's Lobo fan then? On the ledge, huh? On the ledge. Remember, you're picked, 8th in this league? Then you get Western. This schedule's not cake either now. Then you get Alabama, Birmingham. Probably, well, maybe, it's going to be Towson or San Francisco. The Aggies twice. There's UTEP. There's SMU. This isn't a cake schedule. We were just looking at New Mexico State's schedule, by the way. They got a tough schedule. The question he brings up is, basically, how much honeymoon period are you giving Richard Pitino? Now, if they win tonight, life's grooving. Everything's cherries and roses, and there's donuts in the break room, and yeah.
They're trying to kill me. That's what's happening.
Why don't you just staying away
Why
from
don't you
them?
just not take them?
I don't have that willpower,
Not taking them.
Jeff.
I mean, I'll eat a hard-boiled egg.
Not taking them.
Yeah, don't eat them. So what kind of honeymoon you think he gets? Is it over tonight?
I wouldn't go that far. But I think the step for this team, even early on, is where would FAU fall? I got to look at it. But like quad 3, quad 4, you can't lose those games at home.
Okay.
Like that's a step. Like you can't be dropping these games at home.
All right. I want to talk more about it when we come back. 505-246-0610. Open it up to you. We'll get more into I got some more NFL stuff. We got to get on Jokic yesterday, too. How the NBA came down on Nikola Jokic. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Look at you, bro.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Show is up next at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, Lobos tonight over on News Radio KKOB. Robert Portnoy, Hunter Green will have the call. 6:30 pregame show, 7 o'clock first tip. It's first responders and frontline workers night out of the pit. Then on Saturday, we'll be in Boulder, 4:30 start. I will be with Hunter as Robert will be with Dontrell in Fresno for football. So I'll be with Hunter in Boulder. Well, I think we're going to be on the Sports Animal. Is that right? What I understand? Football's going to probably be on the big stick, and then we'll be here.
I think.
All right, everybody looks at me.
Whoa!
Oh!
Get wild. Well.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I might have to.
I'll work on that.
Go to break.
Swing the mic over.
No, let's go to Mud.
Very exciting.
Hello, Mud.
Hey, what's going on?
Mud, long time.
Life's good, man.
Life's good.
Life's good, all right. Well, life's good for everybody that's a Lobo fan because tonight the Lobo basketball team's getting out and doing some good.
Woof, woof, woof.
Yeah, woof, woof. Hey, you know what? I expect them to do mediocre this year. It's the first time for Coach Pitino. I know that Aggie fans want to jump all over us because, you know, we have a new coach. We don't know what to expect. We have a lot of young players.
Haven't been very good.
You know, I think that they're gonna pull the wool over some people right off the bat. I think Mashburn's a beast, man. I seen him play, of course, in Minnesota and whatever. But you know, I think that they can do some damage this year, man. I mean, they got the height, they got the depth. They just need more games to play together, and if they find that click this year, man, you never know what happens, man. I mean, I'm excited. My family's excited. The fans are excited. People that I've talked to are exciting, and I think the Lobos will do good this year.
Yeah, you sound over the top excited. No, that's good.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question though. I kind of heard something about turning to football now. Terry Wilson's not going to play the rest of the season, or what? What is that?
Well, Danny said yesterday there's a chance that you won't see him again. He said there's a chance.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That guy is a good football player. You know, he did good at Kentucky and whatnot. Won at Florida, and you know, tried to do some things over here, but it just didn't take off, man. Again, the Lobo football team's young, so I expect these growing pains to continue for football and basketball for a couple years, man. I mean, we're not going to win the Final Four this year, and the Aggie fans, come on. You know, step back a little bit.
They're 1-0, baby. They're undefeated.
Yeah, well, we're going to be undefeated too today.
All right. See you, Mud. Thanks for the call.
All right, man. You guys have a good day.
Later. Aggies or Lobos in FAU, the Owls tonight out at University Arena, a.k.a. the Pit. Oh, wait. No. I like the a.k.a. part.
Are you not allowed to say it anymore?
Okay, I'm allowed to say it. Well, am I allowed? Hello, Tommy.
Hey, guys. Tommy the Truth back at you. I just heard from Mud. It's good to hear from him. He hasn't called in a while, correct?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, he was mad. Not at us, the Lobos.
Well, Mud's a cool guy. I like to hear his opinions. The one thing I want to talk about is what was said earlier by Mr. I think I would love to marry or get engaged to Tom Brady. I don't agree with what he said about the playoffs, about Cincinnati maybe not deserving to be there. And the problem that Cincinnati's having right now are teams like that. They've got to destroy these teams. The last 2 weeks, they've kind of like, you got to beat these teams 30-0, 40-0, 50-10, something like that, so they can pass the eye test. And they've struggled the last 2 weeks. They won the games, but they didn't win in convincing fashion.
So
now I would agree with I will call Tom Brady by his full name, if I'd never seen Cincinnati beat Notre Dame, and past years Boise State beat Oklahoma, past years Appalachian State beat Michigan. I would agree with him, but it does happen. And I hope the expansion does happen within the next 2 to 3 years, going to 8 to 12 teams, somewhere in that range, 4 to 8 to 12. And I want to see these teams get a chance. Now, the question I would have to you guys is this. One question. If Cincinnati would have destroyed the last 2 weeks, let's say 50-10, 40-10, do you think they would be in the top 4 right now?
No. I don't.
You don't think so? You don't think that matters how bad they beat these teams?
31-12 wasn't enough? I mean, they beat Navy 27-20. The last 3 weeks, they won 27-20 over Navy, 31-12 over Tulane, and 28-20 over Tulsa. They're winning football games in their conference. This is everybody else's Super Bowl that they're playing against. Those are guys who are on scholarship.
So they beat Tulsa 28-20. I think they need to beat Tulsa like 40-20.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
All right. So a win's not a win anymore. I do know what you're saying.
Well, it is in our eyes. It is in mine, maybe mine and yours eyes, maybe JJ's eyes, but to the people that really matter, the eye test, I think they need to destroy these teams. And maybe they won't get a chance. Maybe, somebody will lose, Oregon, something like that. But to say that they don't deserve a chance to maybe get in, but they need to expand it so they can get in, I just don't believe I've seen upsets before. We've seen it. What happened? They beat Notre Dame this year, right?
There will be upsets. Look, there's those 4 teams, those top 4 teams. Someone's losing between now and the end of November. Somebody's losing.
Right.
That's why I'm not too worried about it.
But do you both support playoff expansion? Do both of you and JJ support that?
I do.
Yeah, I'm not sure I support it as much as everybody else does. I think this 4 has been working, and I think it's been exciting for the sport. I'm like one of the few who thinks it's working right now.
Right. And the last thing I will say, as far as, I guess, the pat on the wrist for Rogers and their organization, I thought it was $14,000 per day.
Per
if you
incident.
Don't wear your map.
Per incident is what I thought. Yeah, I thought it was per incident. That's what I thought.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like $1 to us guys, what they got. And, I'm at the point where it's like, the thing I wonder, will he play the next game? Has he infected other people? That will happen in the next few weeks. I guess we'll find that out.
So let me ask you this. This is, as an unvaccinated person with COVID, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
And Davante Adams was vaccinated. He's been quarantining just like Davante Adams did. Is he somehow more contagious than a guy who's vaccinated? This one of the things. Well, he's going to affect somebody else. And wait. When he got tested that day, they found out he quarantined. Is he more contagious than a guy who is vaccinated that has it? I don't believe that he is.
I think just if you have COVID, you have a better chance of
spreading it,
dealing with it.
Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers.
Sure
what's behind that as far as people going into the hospital more go in.
Different story.
You don't get as sick.
Different story, Tommy. I agree with you. Vaccinated people are dying at a much less rate, like 98% to 2%, than non-vaccinated people. But as far as I've heard this a lot, well, he's spreading it and he's putting his teammates in danger. Is he putting his teammates in any more danger than anybody else? In fact, he's testing every day. I'm not defending him. Please understand that. But this narrative that somehow he's putting everybody else in danger, is he? I mean, Davante Adams, and I'm using Davante Adams just as an example because he's a teammate who was vaccinated who got the virus. Is Davante Adams putting his teammates in less danger because he's vaccinated? How?
That's a tough call there. I mean, I just think as a leader of the team and you're the quarterback, you have to show better judgment.
Totally different story.
So better judgment. And then the thing is, what about this would have happened in the playoffs or if it happened?
All of that's right. All of that's right. And by the way, what if Davante Adams would have gotten the COVID in the playoffs and he's vaccinated? I'm struggling with he's putting the team in jeopardy and is he? Like, teammate who got vaccinated also missed a game. Now we're not getting angry because, well, his protocol. To your point, you're right. His protocol can get him back quicker. So that part is right. The part about the spread and he's putting people in more danger. Tell me where I'm missing this. That somehow he's putting him more in danger than the guy who's vaccinated that contracted the virus. You can't.
I mean, you can't really do that. I just think it's more safer. It's better to have it not needed than needed not have it. I guess that's what it says.
All right, fair enough. All right, thanks, man. Do you see my point?
Yes, no, I see your point. I guess what I was not it reduces the spread of infection, supposedly, if you get the vaccine.
So
but I agree with you.
If I'm vaccinated
Correct.
and I have the virus, I am less contagious than he is who is not
Supposedly.
vaccinated. Okay.
Supposedly.
If that's the case,
There's a
then I stand
But
corrected.
everyone can still get COVID, even if you are vaccinated or not.
Obviously. So I guess that's where I'm a little confused.
Yes.
Are you less contagious? You spread it less if you're vaccinated? From what I understand, you are less likely to have severe symptoms and or die if you are vaccinated. But I guess I'm not certain. Are you less likely to spread the virus if you are vaccinated as opposed to being unvaccinated?
Yeah.
And that's where I thought
very good point.
Just as contagious. So that part of the narrative is what I'm struggling with. All the other stuff, look, is it a bad look? Was he misleading? The protocols for vaccinated players, do they get you back quicker? And would that mean it's better for the team? All that I got. I'm struggling with this whole, well, he put his teammates at risk. Any more than anybody else did? He's, to his point, again, I'm not trying to defend Aaron Rodgers. I'm just trying to control the narrative on truth and not truth. Am I out of my mind?
No.
It's another frustrating thing because they've already bent over backwards. You're going to do that for the best player on your team. They dealt with his mess all offseason long, and they're like, oh, here we go again with him trying to be the smartest dude in the room.
Yeah, look, that's frustrating to me too. I'm not a fan of that. I think this whole deception thing is garbage. And he knew what he was doing and was premeditated, and he got over it.
And it's not the fact that, yes, everyone can get COVID. It's the situation you put yourself in. Because Devontae Adams, how many games did
he missed? One game.
Missed one game.
Yeah.
And he tested positive.
He tested positive, and he is vaccinated.
Asymptomatic. You can come back quicker. This is putting him at risk to potentially miss 2 games.
That's the difference. Okay.
And it's hurt. It's not just, I just didn't want to talk about being vaccinated. Okay, it just puts your team in a worse position.
That's correct.
For missing games, and then the whole organization dealing with fines and what does it mean, and what if there would have been a contact tracing?
Mm-hmm.
What if they would have said, Jordan Love can't play this game? It could have just been a disaster.
But again, would he have gotten it if he's vaccinated or not vaccinated? I don't know the answer. I know that he had vaccinated teammates who got COVID. So I'm going to guess he probably would have been exposed and gotten COVID anyway. And would he have exposed Jordan Love or not? That part of it is where I'm struggling. To your point, does he put his team in a worse position because he may miss 2? Yes. Yes. Does he put his teammates at risk? Any more risk than Devontae? Like, it started somewhere. And by the way, it didn't start with Aaron Rodgers because he was down the line. All these other guys got it first. So, I mean, if you're going
And he wasn't the only dude that was at a Halloween party or doing those things too.
So it sounds right, but the protocols would be different. But it sounds like it didn't start with him. He was at the Halloween party. He must have got it, and he gave it to everyone else. No. Those guys they had it first. That's the only part I'm struggling with. I'm not defending Aaron Rodgers and the deception and all that stuff. I guess I'm just struggling with that. Well, he put his teammates at risk. Well, any more risk than how? He's getting tested every day, and guys with the vaccine are getting COVID. That's all I'm struggling with. I'm listening. If I'm wrong, I mean, tell me. Is it irresponsible? Was it deceptive? Was it? I'll listen to all of that. I guess one part of the narrative I'm struggling with is, well, I mean, look, and these guys could have gotten it. And they did, and they didn't get it from him. 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. I want you to get over to the website, allinautographs.com. Just take a look at it. Look at all the sports memorabilia they've got, history memorabilia, music memorabilia, signed framed, beautiful things that are unique. This place is world class. Then make some time to get over and see them at 2225 Wyoming Northeast, just to the south of Menaul. All in Autographs is Albuquerque's premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination. They are a museum of things that you can take home. And right now for the holidays, they've got the red and green sale going on. Red and green stickers on selective items, 20 to 40% off. All framed jerseys in the store right now, and there's a lot of them. 20% off through the end of the year. Plus, you tell them you heard it here on the radio. I told you about it. You can use my code Jeff959. You get $50 off any item of $200 or more. Go in and see them. They're holding a JSA event, James Spence Authentications. If you've got something that you want to know how much is it worth, what's the value on it, bring it over to All in Autographs before the 18th of November. And then that weekend, November 20 and 21, JSA will be there, and you'll find out what it's worth. Allinautographs.com is the website. 505-504-7575 is how to get a hold of them. And then go see them at All in Autographs, 2225 Wyoming Northeast.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better.
And AM 610, the Sports Animal.
All right, so here's a little answer to my question. Fully vaccinated people are believed to be less likely to contract the virus.
Right. Infectious.
But are they less likely? Vaccinated people are less likely to spread COVID. That's according to numerous studies. So I'll back off of it a little bit then, because that's the answer. People who are vaccinated against COVID-19 are less likely to spread the virus, even if they become infected.
It's getting the phones going.
Yeah, and so therein lies the answer. All right, and again, I'm not defending him. I'm not an apologist. I'm just kind of questioning some of the narrative. Daniel, good morning. Hello, Daniel.
Oh, hey, good morning, guys. So you guys, I mean, the thing I can't stand about this whole narrative is the fact that Aaron Rodgers handled it as such a coward.
Yep.
Because like guys like Cole Beasley and the Minnesota quarterback, at least they stood up and took the heat. Now, everybody ought to get vaccinated. I mean, it's a simple little needle. Little 2-year-olds get needles all the time. So this coward thing and all these ideas that they throw out about this and that and the other, get your shot, get vaccinated, and move on. But the fact that he hid behind all this stuff so that he could keep getting his endorsements and keep the popularity and getting those State Farm commercials is a total jerk. He's a total jerk. It was a joke. I was a fan of his. I'm a Cowboy fan, but I was a fan of his for standing up, for this and that and the other against, corporate Green Bay organizations. And it just turns out, he's just a giant baby that wants everything his way. And in my opinion now, I mean, I always liked him because he was a great athlete. He's just a loser. I mean, a loser. He was afraid to take the heat because he didn't want to lose his money. And the things that his brother said and his family said, I'm starting to see that other side now. Well, I'm not starting to see it. I see that other side, and I see that he's just got to be just what do you call those guys that just so self-absorbed?
Narcissist?
Narcissist. I mean, just a complete narcissist. So that's my piece, man.
Thank
I
you,
just
Dan.
can't stand it. Thanks for letting me vent.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right, so yeah, I'm looking at a bunch of studies, and therein lies the answer to my question. Vaccinated people, according to a number of studies I'm looking at now, are less likely to spread the virus. So therein lies the conversation. He put others at risk. Okay, so I'm listening. Vince, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Hey, I think Aaron Rodgers. It seems like he intentionally misled folks.
Yes.
He knows that he wasn't vaccinated, so I'll let him be judged in the court of public opinion. People can make up their own minds as far as what he did. But as far as the vaccination goes, the vaccination decreases the efficacy of the virus, and it also decreases your ability to spread the virus. It doesn't eliminate it. I think people too often think this is a jar of whiteout and it makes the virus go away. It doesn't. The term that we really have to get away from is breakthrough cases. Since February, 1 out of almost every 5 cases, positive cases in New Mexico has been a breakthrough case.
Which means someone who's been vaccinated.
Someone who's been vaccinated, yes, exactly. So that's almost 1 out of every 5. When you think of the term breakthrough, you're thinking of something that's out of the ordinary, rare, an oddity. We've done broken through already. So I think we need to get away from that term because I think it's misleading. But people can still spread this even being vaccinated. And people have to remember that. Look at the USC-Cal game. It's been postponed this week because Cal players are, they're getting testing positive left and right. They have a 99% vaccination rate at Cal. That just goes to show you. Do you think the 1% is getting everybody infected
No, obviously not. Obviously not.
No. So there's a degree, and people have to remember that this vaccination reduces the degree that you can become infected. And I think that's important for people to remember.
And it also reduces the severity. Thanks, Vince. And it reduces the severity when you do get infected. And look, he was deceptive, horribly deceptive. All right, let's continue. 2460610. Terry, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. JJ, Jeff, A-Marie. Yes, the Rodgers situation. I had kind of been on his side, but obviously, yes. Deception's there. I kind of think what the Packers and the league, because they knew a long time ago that he hadn't got the vaccine. You know, he tried to appeal it with whatever his horse medicine or whatever he tried. So it wasn't hidden to the league. It wasn't hidden to the team. He didn't show up with a fake card. And now, you know, those two are kind of, you know, what is it? Packers got a $300,000 fine. The league is kind of playing naive. They could have stepped in numerous weeks ago and said, hey, you're not wearing a mask. You're not doing proper protocol. So I think there's a lot of blame to go around. I got to go lighthearted today. I missed part of the show, but I guess Edward's doing okay. I could tell you, Edward, hang in there. I know it was another upset that he didn't win Sexiest Man of the Year and it went to Paul Rudd, but, you know, maybe he can go have a stiff bourbon today. There's always next year on that. Jeff, I enjoy that you're finally telling folks that, yeah, you want the teams you play when you're not playing them to do well. You know, for the Lobos, I could always see when BYU was in the league, don't root for BYU, but everybody else do well. It's the same as I follow KU. I wanted Kentucky to win last night over Duke, not because I liked either one, but KU plays Kentucky later in the year. So from that standpoint, so I don't know if tonight's a good bet, and they don't know. I would have a tempting to jump all over the Lobos, but again, I've given up my betting shoes, and from that standpoint, so I hope they play well and all that. But like I said, as always, you guys take care. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Terry. Jason, you're up next. Good morning, Jason.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, JJ. You know, my issue with this conversation is one, you know, this used to be a private matter, and I don't know how in the world everybody's health has become, you know, public information. But your health is now public information. My health is now public information, and I find that a little disheartening. I was going to, however, mention to you, I don't know what studies you're looking at, but KRQE just recently put out an article and a news piece that says that the vaccinated are just as likely to transmit COVID as the unvaccinated. And as far as the dampening of the symptoms and all of these things, these justifications that people are giving you, you know, while never, ever discussing natural immunity, Jeff, I think is a disservice to us all. I think we all deserve all of the information. I think we should all know about early treatments. One of the things that the Department of Health did for me when I tested positive was they told me that there are I have a tough time saying this word,
Yeah, got it. Yep, got it.
You know the word I'm trying to say. I apologize that I can't spit it out. But they did say that these are available. Speak with your primary care about these options. So kudos to the state of New Mexico for telling people, hey, there are lots of different ways to treat this. There's lots of different ways to look at this. But last but not least, I would say as far as mask protocols, this is a irrefutable fact. If you are not wearing a N95 that has been fitted to you, you're in mask theater. Okay, because these masks are not providing any type of protection. And as an asthmatic who 15 years ago thought, hey, maybe wearing a mask is a really good idea, all the research, all the studying I did said that masks are harmful to me, to be wearing them 24/7. So there's my 2 cents. Sorry to ramble.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you. All right, I got a break. When we come back, get back to the phones. I didn't mean to turn this into a COVID and mask conversation. I didn't. And it's interesting. He came back with a different study. And if I hung up on you, I apologize. I hit the wrong button. So call back. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours, with faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
There's only one home for Rome. The Jim Rome Show is up next at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Sorry. I know. Sorry. I didn't mean to turn this into like a vax, don't vax. I mean, do your thing. I asked the question, kind of been getting some answers on it. On the Aaron Rodgers stuff, like deceptive, bad, not good for the team, not good look, all that, lie, all that. But the question I asked is, did he put his teammates in more jeopardy by not being vaccinated when vaccinated players got the virus? That's all. Ray, good morning. Hello, Ray. Ray.
How's it going, guys?
Good. Sorry I hung up on you. Hit the wrong button. Thanks for calling back.
That's all right, buddy. Hey, I was going to say, I turned on the radio this morning, and you're reading the email from Jason. We beat him in football, and didn't have to hear from him until now, basketball season, and they got to win.
That's right.
I think the Lobos win tonight, and it'll be nice if Lobos sweep New Mexico State. We won't have to hear Jason until next year, coming back talking about New Mexico State. But, yeah, I think the Lobos will win tonight. They got an athletic team, and they're always going to be in the games because they're athletic and they like to run. But I think it's going to be a different team that we see, a running team that plays defense and rebounds. See what you guys think.
No, it's good. I appreciate you, Ray. Thanks. Thank you for getting us back on track. Actually.
God bless you, Ray.
I think Lobos are going to be in games. I think they are athletic, but from what I saw. I'm interested to see how they play together in a situation that's tougher than New Mexico Highlands was. Nothing against New Mexico Highlands. They're a Division II team. But all of that stuff, he said, look, I watched athletes the other day. You've been out of practice. This should be a team that, as they go through the season, should be pretty competitive.
Yes, and I think the big thing, competitive, chance to develop and grow. Last year's team had no shot, no chance. It was already a team that wasn't good, and then you add into the fact that they didn't have a place to practice, didn't have a place to play, because they weren't as good as New Mexico State. They were not as good as the UNM women, and it took a toll on them. This year's team, it's pretty much an entire new roster. Expectations compete. Don't lose games at home against Quad 3 or Quad 4 teams. I think that would be a good step forward.
Is that what FAU is, Quad 3?
I don't know the exact numbers, but I was just looking kind of across the board and like thinking, all right, where's the change? Like, what's going to change for UNM? And it's holding serve at home in games like this, even in a debut, even tonight, when you look at this team playing its first game that counts.
All right.
It's not overlooking FAU because they do have some good returners. They're coming in going, hey, we brought back 11 players from last year's team. 2 of them scored in double figures. But if you want to start taking that step forward, starts right off the bat.
Yeah. All right, let me read you a couple emails that came in. This one's on tickets. It's from Dan. He says, Jeffrey, Juan Jose y Ana Maria. For games like this, I used to be able to walk around Wise Pies before post time and pick up tickets for face value or less, but with the new system, there's still physical tickets to buy. P.S. As far as vaxxed spreading COVID, at first the experts said absolutely the risk was lower. Now they aren't so sure. Okay. Lobo Hobo says, this is an award-winning show, Jeff. Where's the investment in infrastructure? I bet Strauss's mic didn't break during the show.
That's so funny.
Maybe 610 can get their hands on some of that Biden pork. It's from Lobo Hobo. Yeah, his mic probably didn't fall. during the show too. I'm trying to find Florida. I don't know if they're going to be FAU, Florida. I'm looking through last year's final net rankings, and I'm dropping, and maybe I just missed them. But I am trying to find where they were because and look, last year's numbers don't mean a damn thing, by the way. Right?
They're new numbers.
Last year's numbers, here they are. So they were 178. What quad is that? Is that quad 3?
3.
All right. So they finished 178 last year. They were 9-10 Conference USA. Florida Atlantic. If that gives you any perspective. And you were 6-18 or whatever you were. And 200 or 300 and something. Like really not very good. So you were 303rd and 4-16 according to the net. So that's what you got tonight. Look, this is brand new. All that stuff, last year's stuff that I just read you, not even sure why I spent time looking it up, means nothing. It really doesn't because it's brand new. So go out and enjoy it tonight. And what do you think tonight? You like Lobos tonight or you like the Owls?
I'll take New Mexico 63-58.
Let's go, Lobos.
Yeah, I got them by 3.
Let's go.
63-58 is a good number. You're on the Lobos, right?
Heck yeah.
Woof, woof, woof.
Woof, woof, woof.
You going?
Not tonight, no.
You don't have tickets?
We'll never pick against
It's not that I don't have tickets. I have to be very working on. I'm filming a special next week.
It's Wednesday. You always have comedy nights on Wednesday.
No, I'm going to New York next week to film my comedy special, so every night's dedicated to that.
Can you drop like something? You never
Right
drop
before we go. I know.
Go on, Aaron. You promised us all this Aaron Rodgers content.
I will get you one tomorrow.
You kind of did promise it.
I know.
That day,
Not right
and
now.
then I walked away and I got nothing.
Not
was
right
like a
now.
broken
Sorry.
Just like Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry.
She says I'm going to do something and doesn't.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and y'all are calling Aaron Rodgers a liar, and yet you sit here. Oh yeah, I'll get it to you
I
later.
promise I'll bring some of my jokes
I got
next
nothing.
week. A little preview of my special tomorrow.
Next week when you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm doing.
Next week you're going to be gone. That's where you're going to bring the jokes.
Yep. No, I meant tomorrow. I'll bring your preview.
Just said next week.
Any popsicle stick jokes?
Sure.
Popsicle stick jokes.
Safe for radio jokes.
Oh no. I'm gonna. Yes, I have clean sets. Yes, I do.
Not like I heard in the kitchen today.
Whoa!
Thanks to Sebastian Noel for being with us today. The Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is after that. ABQ Central's got the afternoon drive, and then Trulio comes in at 7 over on News Radio. You get Lobos and FAU, and then we'll come back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and give you more award-winning radio to get your day started. Adrian, good work. Thank you so much. A-Marie, popsicle stick jokes. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Huge day. All right, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
But there goes Manzano. He's got nothing but green. Oh, and a touchdown saving tackle by Angel Chavarria.
Academy searching for Babinski in the front. Babinski will keep her footing. She'll come back inside. Trying to get it. Here's the shot opportunity, and Academy scores to start this game. That's just a backbreaker when you loot. You're 1 yard from it. Turtle Morales is going to Cruz Garcia. Intercepted! Running up to make that play, it's Jesse Ramirez. Ramirez bouncing off a couple of guys. Gets through and finally taken down by Raymond Ivey.
No one has that problem to be so stacked at wide receiver that you're going to move one of your receivers to running back. There's Robertson. He scoops it up at the 7. He crosses the 20. He'll get to the 30. A lot of room for Robertson. He's got some speed. He's going to have to beat the kicker, and that is all. And the kicker can't get He's stumbling up, and he is pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Here's the deep ball. The receiver was open for a moment, but then it's a pick for the people's champ, Nathan Lopez.